A ring lost in the wreckage of a plane crash is home tonight, 60 years after it disappeared. Dave DeMarco is live with this amazing story of the explorer's search for the rightful owner. Dave?
Ken, and this ring sat frozen in a glacier for 50 years, and for the past decade, the explorers who found it have been circling the globe. Today, their search ended, delivering the ring to a Xenia man. Northwest Airlines Flight 4442. To families of 30 merchant marines, it's the crash that claimed their loved ones when the plane slammed in the side of Mount Sanford in Alaska in 1948. But to gold hunters who heard the story of the plane being loaded with riches in exchange for an oil tanker delivery, it meant more.
Questions always come up about gold or treasure on the aircraft. You can't escape that. That's always in the back of your mind with all types of lost airplanes and lost ships. But the idea was to find the airplane, find out what happened.
An exploration team made up of Northwest pilots discovered parts of the plane and a mummified hand 50 years after the crash. They didn't find gold, but they found one gem, a peculiar homemade ring.
The question was, for 9 years now, who did this ring belong to? By the help of the relatives of all 30 people on board the plane, we narrowed it down to just a few.
The search took them to Irish grave sites and DNA labs. And in a trip to Xenia, researchers for the exploration team spoke with Frank Oravetz, brother-in-law of crash victim Arthur Eilertson. Finally, they had their answer.
Arthur and Frank had made these during World War II in the naval machine shops.
Frank passed away before they could return with the ring, so Saturday they turned it over to his son, Arthur's nephew, Ron Oravetz.
It makes you really think how short life really is, and how lucky I am to see these things and to really touch something that belonged to my uncle.
Researchers say they aren't sure what was more unlikely, finding the tiny ring on a passing massive glacier 50 years later, or tracking down family of its owner.
To me, it's almost like it was meant to be. It was meant to be found. It was meant to be there, and it was meant to be in Ron's hands.
The team recently identified the remains found at the wreckage site through DNA evidence. Turns out the mummified hand was not Eilertson, but that of a Roanoke, Virginia merchant marine. Reporting live, Dave DeMarco, 2 News on your side.